So I'm here with someone who's actually gotten an LTR visa. Have you received the visa?
I have received the visa
When did you get it?
in middle of May.
So how long did the process take from the time you thought about getting this visa until the time you got the stamp in your passport?
I began the process in the middle of March,
So 2 months total.
2 months total.
Oh, wow. Okay, so maybe you can just walk me through the process. What was the first thing that you did?
Initially, what you have to do is go onto the Bureau of Investment's website, ltr.boi.go.th, and you will register and you'll receive an application number that will follow you through the whole process. And then as you go through it, it's going to ask you to download documents directly onto the BOI website, onto your application.
Like the required documents that they need, you just upload
Exactly.
them through this portal?
You upload them through the portal, your passport, obviously, a separate picture taken recently, and then importantly, the documents that you're going to need to prove that you have $80,000 of U.S. sourced passive income.
So you're coming in because this LTR visa has several different categories. And
It does.
And so this leads me to think you're in on the wealthy global citizen.
I'm in the wealthy, not wealthy global citizen, no, wealthy pensioner.
And why is that the one that you fit into?
Because I am, not in my own mind wealthy, but according to their definition, a wealthy pensioner. I'm an American citizen, married to a Thai, which has nothing to do with this process. And I'm 77 years old.
And then where does the wealthy part come in again? That's 80,000?
80,000 US, or if you were a citizen of another Western nation, the equivalent in your currency. Gross passive income.
Gross passive income, and that could come from a pension,
Pensions,
rental
interest,
income,
dividends,
interest.
Social Security, annuities, IRA distributions.
So do you have a pension?
I do.
And is that where that kind
That's
of
where,
comes from?
that's where most of it comes from.
Most of it, that, and then some of your other savings.
The other
investments.
pieces get me over the threshold of the $80,000.
Why move to Thailand?
My wife is Thai. She's significantly younger than I am. I felt like, given my age, it was time to bring her back home to be with her family. I don't think she'll be happy alone in the U.S., although we've lived there for 16 years and her English is excellent. I just felt like she would be more comfortable here. And also the financial aspects of it. America is becoming more and more expensive. We live in Florida. We're financially getting priced out of the state of Florida. Insurance, because of the hurricanes, is terrible. We have one of the highest automobile insurance rates in the country. Everything is depressing when you look at the news in America today. And I just think we'll both be happier here.
One of the big questions everyone's talking about these days is this new tax law that's circulating around. Does that impact you?
No, because this visa provides you tax exempt. You're tax exempt from Thai taxes for bringing in your passive income.
That's one of the benefits of the LTR
One of
visa.
the major benefits of it. That, of course, obviously it's 10 years, 5 years renewable, technically, right? And it's a multiple entry visa.
So you can come and go as you please?
And it's a once a year reporting.
Instead of 90 days?
Instead of 90 days. And only if you're in the country for 12 months, obviously. If you're someone like we are who like to travel to Europe,
it resets the 12
it
months
resets
clock.
the 12 months. I may never make a report.
Right. Yeah, that's nice. So when you got your visa, how do they give it to you? Do you have to go into immigration or a consulate?
No, you go through the Bureau of Investment, which is in the building that's name now escapes me, that you went to in your original video that you did on this subject.
Oh, okay.
And that's where they're located. And there is an immigration office on the other side on the same floor, on the 18th floor. The way it works is once you have qualified, you will come into the BOI office and they will then assist you in obtaining the visa from the Immigration Bureau on the same floor across the way. And you'll know it's okay when you get there, because the only question they ask us when they walk in is, how are you going to pay? because the visa costs 50,000 baht. You may not pay it in cash. You must pay it either by a bank transfer, which is what we did, or you can't pay in cash.
Oh, wow.
But to go back to how you get it, proving the income is pretty straightforward. I mean, you either have the income or you don't have the income.
And do they look at what, like your U.S. tax returns?
Yes, I gave them the most recent 2 years of my federal tax returns. They're not interested in state returns. And I gave them 2 years and 2 months, I think it was, of my bank statements. I identified each deposit so that they knew what the deposit was. Here's my pension, here's my Social Security, here's my annuity, to make it as simple as possible for them. Because I found that in dealing with the BOI, they were very friendly, they were very helpful, but they're very narrow-minded. They can't see much beyond what they've been trained to do, I suppose. Because the real hang-up is the insurance. I happen to have Blue Cross Blue Shield insurance that covers me and my wife worldwide, and provides more than ample coverage that the visa is requiring, which is a minimum of 2 million baht. But because I don't have a little certificate from Blue Cross Blue Shield with a gold seal at the bottom, 3 rubber stamps and 2 thumbprints in blood, they can't see that I have insurance. So I ended up having to buy the throwaway, deliberately designed visa approval insurance policy for 2 million baht. Cost me 900 bucks.
Just to meet that one requirement.
Just to meet that requirement. It was, to me, it was just part of the cost of the visa. But I did all this on my own. I did not use an agent, and you can do it. When you've been approved, then they want 2 more documents, an STM-8 and another document that's escaping me. And they say it's on their website, but you can't find it. You have to apply for your appointment to get the visa first, and then suddenly they appear.
And it says, bring these to your appointment.
Yeah. One of the documents is in both English and in Thai, but they don't tell you need both of them. They're just both in a little pull-down menu. So the day I got there to actually get the visa, they're asking me, you got this, you got this? And I'm, yes. Have you got that in Thai? No.
Well,
but luckily, we could go on their computer, open my application, found it, and print it. So we printed it that day.
Well, that's good for people to know. That's like a little gotcha. And then you go in. You made your payment. How long did that process take at the end?
An hour at the most, I think.
And that included going over to the immigration across the hall?
Yeah.
And
then you go over there, they take your picture, and then I waited another few minutes. We went over, we paid. We waited another few minutes, and somebody handed me my passport with the stamp in it. So I'm permitted to stay in Thailand until the 13th of May, 2029. And then the visa itself says that it is valid. Oh, it doesn't say that, does it?
So it looks like you get the visa, then a stamp that says, here's your 5 years. At 5 years, you go in and in an ideal world, get another stamp that says, here's your next 5 years.
Exactly. I would recommend that you do it yourself if you're even somewhat familiar with your own tax situation. You know, you're a U.S. citizen, then obviously it's easy. It's a 1040, it's 1099s, and these documents that prove your income. You load all these things in. If they want something, they send you a message back through this same portal.
And how does that work, the communication through the portal? Like, does it work well?
You can figure out what they want. I would say, no, it doesn't work great. There's also a way to email them. And they responded quite well to emails. In fact, one email, they actually answered on a Saturday. I was quite surprised by that.
How would you rate the process level of difficulty from 0 to 10?
7 or 8.
7 or 8, meaning somewhat difficult?
Yeah, it was difficult.
It was difficult.
Because of this insurance issue. That was really the bugaboo for me. I really hated spending money for something I didn't need.
Yeah.
That bothered me.
And is there any other words of wisdom that you'd offer to anyone else who's just in the early stages of, they heard about this LTV visa, they're retired, they're thinking of moving to Thailand, and they're wondering, should I try for that?
Well, if you are someone who is not experienced in Thailand, then I would not advise you to try to do this immediately. You should come here first and see if you even like Thailand or not. But if you're an old hand and you know that you want to live here, then yeah, go for it. But don't use an agent. The agent costs more than the visa. They want 85,000 baht. I didn't spend 85,000 baht worth of effort to get this visa.
That's a lot of Leos.
That's a lot of Leos. Even big Leos, it's a lot of Leos.
A lot of big Leos.